scared to the hell I feel. 'Cause every time that I feel you coming, set a flame right under me. I hear the crowd like the engines rolling.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code A. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. Artosis, are you ready for some more Code A action?
I am ready, Tasteless, but I want more than what we're going to get tonight because, unfortunately, Rexan Dark had to drop out, so TSL Live will go ahead and advance.
Rexan Dark,
sad.
Personal issues, just was unable to make it into the tournament, so he's going to have to drop out. We're very sorry about that, and we will, hopefully maybe see Rexan Dark sometime in the future, but unfortunately today, right now, he is going to be unable to play, so we are only going to have one best of three here for the Code A matches, but don't worry, because at 8 p.m. Korean Standard Time, we're going to have our Code S matches.
Yeah.
And all the players will be there for that.
So the Code A show will be pretty quick today, I think.
Yes.
Unless, well, it could be long games. Who knows? But no, we're going to watch some TVP action.
TVP generally pretty short. I mean, with the exception of that MC Rain game, it tends to be a short matchup.
It does right now, Tasteless.
It's a pretty action-packed matchup. Lots of different openers you can do.
Yeah.
After you Chrono Boost out the Stalker and chase out the SCV, and after the two Marines chase out the Probe. The matchup really picks up, so I'm looking forward to doing that with you, Artosis.
I'm looking forward to doing that with you, Tasteless.
So this is the GSL Code A. GSL comprised of the players from the previous 3 seasons. There's nobody that hasn't been in a season that you've seen before. The players who managed to get the farthest in the first 3 seasons were put into Code S. The players who lagged a little bit behind were slotted into Code A. Now, if you're in Code A, which is what we're going to be commentating here, your goal is to fight your way through the brackets and make it into Code S. If you're in Code S, your goal is to stay in Code S at the bare minimum, and at the maximum, win Code S and be the champion, get boatloads of money.
Boatloads.
And I'm talking big boats.
Yeah.
Carrying heavy loads. It's not like a canoe or anything like that, It's a boatload, a big boatload.
Yeah, boatload of pennies.
Titanic boatload.
Indeed. Well, this is Code A, though. Not as much money on the line, that's for sure.
Really, these guys are fighting to survive.
They're fighting to get into Code S.
Yes. Well, let's take a look at our players, who we're going to get a shot of now on our left-hand booth. We have ST Ace. He's a Protoss player. Made an appearance in Season 2. The round of 32 is the farthest he managed to get.
He actually did pretty well, though. He took out CHRH, also known as I Am Cumer. And
if you guys don't know who CHRH is, StarCraft 1, that guy was one of the, I think he might have basically been the only random pro gamer.
He's the last random pro gamer to ever exist. And he switched over to Terran, and even as Terran, he was a great player, so that's a big win. And then he barely lost to Kyrix Zenith on Kyrix's crazy run into the top 8. So he's quite a good Protoss player.
We haven't seen a ton of him, but I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to play in this tournament. We know a little bit more about this guy, OGS top.
Yeah.
He's a Terran player from Season 1, made it to the round of 16.
Yeah.
OGS includes such players as MC, Hyperdub, Inca, and many more.
Indeed it does. Top, you may remember, he is the guy that actually lost to Fruit Dealer in the round of 16 at Epic Game that he should have been able to take on
Right.
What's the name of that terrible map now that I've expunged from my memory? Kulas Ravine. That's
Kulas Ravine, the map that I personally had marked up on my map pool. Creative map made by Blizzard, but it certainly was not an easy map, especially for a game this new to kind of master.
Yeah. It was a map people were not liking back then. But anyways, he also beat Wind, the Protoss player, not the Wind. And he took out Pult Prime as well in that tournament.
Right.
So Top had a really nice first tournament. And also got 4th at DreamHack, so good player.
Taking a look at the maps. For the round of 32, we have Scrap Station, Jungle Basin, and finally Steps of War. The maps that were eliminated, STA is taking out Delta Quadrant, and OGS Top taking out Blistering Sands.
Yeah, Protosses seem to not like Delta Quadrant against Terran. Terrans love to just run up the ramp on that map. I don't know why we've seen that so many times.
Well, especially in Season 1. Another issue is, the expansion in the back is clippable. You got a lot of weird, there's a lot of weird rushes that can go on that map. And frankly, with Protoss vs. Terran being one of the matchups where you've seen so many different openers, I think, at least my take on it is, these guys probably want to play on maps. They're a little bit more ordinary, so they don't get caught off guard by something.
That's a good point.
That's the way I feel about it, Artosis.
Yeah, that's always something that people take into consideration when eliminating maps. But it is time to start already, Tasteless.
Get ready. Let's go. I hope this loads. Okay, here we are in the red at the upper right location on the map, Scrap Station. We have our Protoss player.
Starting Ace.
And the Ace fans go wild. Now in the blue, our Terran player from the team OGS. He managed to get pretty far in the first season of GSL. Can he do it in Code A?
OGS time.
Head to head here. Very important for these guys to get far in Code A. Getting knocked out now means your chances are pretty low.
Yeah.
Of really, I mean, frankly, with the game still this young, really low of getting back into GSL in general.
Yeah, no, that's quite true. There are a ton of players that are actually at the same skill level or above a lot of the players in Code A and Code S that aren't even in either tournament. So this is going to be an absolutely crucial time to try to just keep your spot in the league you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Scrap Station, we were talking about Kulas Ravine and how you and I weren't too crazy about that map because of its bizarre architecture, but Scrap Station is a map with very bizarre architecture that I absolutely love to commentate on, to play on.
Yeah, it's a very interesting map, and I think it has a lot of dynamic play on it as well.
I think this, I like Metalopolis a lot in a sense because it allows for very orthodox play. It's one of these maps where people are really learning StarCraft 2, how to play competitively on, but I think Scrap Station, as far as dynamic strategies, different dramatic situations that you can get into, Scrap Station might be the best for that.
Yeah, I think Scrap Station, it is definitely a quality map. And TVP here can be quite interesting as well. A lot of the time, we will see some sort of Raven Rush, and look at that.
Look at that
Star of David.
That
Star of David in rally points.
Star of David in rally points here.
Almost.
Almost. All right, Barracks is out. Note the largeness of this ramp here means that it's pretty hard to stop a 4-gate rush from the Protoss if he does opt to do that. But Protoss has a lot of options on this map.
And we do see the Cybernex core finishing. Now, something kind of funny is happening. If you take a look at the mini-map, a probe is actually hiding a pylon right now below the natural up on that high ground. There it is.
And, we might see a hidden Void Ray. Could be a hidden, not a...
Definitely could be.
Could
be a hidden 4-gate. It could be. It's definitely hidden. What it's going to be, well, there's 2 gases already in the Protoss space, so I'm thinking it's going to be tech. Might be DTs or something. I don't know. We're going to have to see. It's going to be something tricky, though. And notice the factory flying over, very standard play for this map. You fly that factory over in Scout. That's why he's hiding this tech. Ooh, and on the production tab, we see it's Twilight Council. So it is going to be most likely a DT rush, although it could be Blink as well.
It's when I was saying he could be hiding something, I kept almost saying Citadel, and then I'm like, no, this is StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
What is the word I'm trying to look for? Yeah, Twilight Council. So this could mean basically 3 things. Some more likely than others. It could mean he's rushing for Zealot legs. It could mean he's rushing for Blink, or it could mean he's rushing for DTs.
Yeah. Why couldn't he be rushing for Storm, you ask? Well, because that costs too much gas off of one base.
Yeah,
it simply
that's
does.
just you don't get that right away.
Yeah.
Now the factory float in here, this is pretty smart. I almost feel like the Terran should commit a little bit more to the factory float and look for everything, because he's going to say, wait a minute, there's one stalker in here. There seems to be, what, the second gateway just now making? I don't really understand what exactly this guy is trying to do.
Especially when
I'm
you
not
see
seeing
two gas.
everything. Yeah,
you know, you
exactly.
see the two gas there, and if he was going for an expansion, it would definitely not be two gas right now. So it's actually going to be a DT drop, Tasteless.
Yeah, DT drop over here.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool.
This is actually almost identical to the StarCraft 1 DT drop build.
Yeah, he's.
Ro32, is he going to see it?
Nope.
He does reveal the Nexus.
Wow, this is actually kind of crazy. He's going to go ahead and expand, get 2 tech paths at once. He's going to rely completely on his opponent not getting a Raven, which his opponent, of course, is making right now.
We got a Banshee here. I believe there's only one. No, there's 3 Stalkers. What am I saying? But still, if he gets a Cloak here, it's going to be bad news. Doesn't look like he's getting it on the production tab, though.
Yeah, not getting Cloak. But it is the Raven timing.
Lucky Raven.
Barely lives.
Banshee. What am I talking about? Banshee, excuse me. But he's getting a Raven next. And that means that this DT drop is not going to be that effective.
Yeah, definitely not. Really, the build would be cool if it wasn't for this Raven build. Anything else, it could be alright against. You know, it can stall out attacks and stuff. But the thing is, on this map, we see these Raven attacks, these Raven one-base all-ins, almost every time by Terran, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, most games that I remember are of this exact build, where you make a Raven, a bunch of Marines and Marauders and Stim, and then you just giggle and attack your opponent.
Okay, now he's going to be in for a surprise here. I believe he saw the Raven there.
Picks up his DTs and runs away with them.
Nice save. Really, there's not really much you can do with this. I don't even think he should be gliding anywhere too close. Oh, whoa, that was pretty sick. Throwing down the turret to try to take out that Warp Prism.
Yeah, it's a little bit too slow there. The Warp Prism does have those 2 very important DTs in it. And now, basically, Ace is going to have to figure out something crazy to do, because this is a very hard rush to stop. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else to say about it aside from that. It's very hard to stop this rush as Protoss, especially if you take in a Nexus, especially when you've gone 2 tech routes and gotten no units that are going to help you out. And now we have that Viking coming out. He's going to look for that Warp Prism, see if he can't take it out.
You can see he's going to try to send the DT through one side. He knows there's 1 Raven and 2 DTs. That Raven can't be in 2 places at once. He's sending the SCVs. The all-in's on its way.
That's right, a DT now into the main base, though. There's no units up there to help out. Using that DT very, very well right now. And the rest of the SCV is going to run away a little bit.
He might actually send every single SCV to do this all-in.
Wow, he is really remaining quite all in, and he scans for the DT.
But the DT's going to get away. That turret is still there.
Wow, big mistake there, scanning right there. Should have waited for a few more units to make sure the DT dies. But as is, he is attacking now. And I don't know.
Oh, the sentries were a bad choice.
Oh, man, yeah, that's not going to do very much. Very late on his force fields there. And now, I don't know if he's going to have enough taste. It's not really looking like it.
He needs to use his probes, his zealots, everything right now to hold up this attack. I don't even know if it's going to work. Because even though these Dark Templars can do a ton of damage here in the main, I mean, let's face it, he doesn't have much. He doesn't have much else to fight this off with in the Protoss's main base.
Yeah,
if we get a shot back here of the Protoss's main, basically, there's just everything's being destroyed, and this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's almost an elimination race, but the Terran player has like 1 trillion times more units.
Yeah, the Terran just has more units, and you know, he can lift and relocate wherever he wants. Up, scan. That should be it. GG.
Yeah. So, well, that actually started out kind of interesting with the DT drop tech, but against a Raven, again, that's not going to do very much.
I feel like that build might have been more suited on a map like Lost Temple.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
because
completely right on that.
Thank you.
I mean, really, this is
seriously
just,
like
this is the worst map for it.
Yeah, because they're almost always going to get a starport. It's so tempting to get Banshees. So tempting to maybe do a Hellion drop.
Yeah, and just the pure metagame of not only the Korean server but the GSL is to do Raven builds on Scrap Station. Everyone does them. That's what happens. That's what people do on this map.
It's true.
And I know that the map architecture is really nice for a drop, such as a DT drop, but again, you know, it's the Raven build's very common, so I like the creativity of actually doing this DT drop, but there was a Raven.
Wrong
and
map.
that's just
The
a
odds
build
of your
order
opponent
loss.
doing a strategy that's going to counter this is just too high. But it's good to see strats like this because that's different. Shows some flair, and maybe we'll see another cool strat coming from our Protoss this next game.
I hope so, because it's going to be on Jungle Basin, and this is a map that Protosses can like against Terran pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can warp in across the river or across the rocks into their expansion area, their natural expansion area in the back, and then you can go ahead and hit 2 ramps at once if you want. There's a lot of things you can do as Protoss on this map, so we'll have to see. Can Ace come back and take a game off OGS top?
We're going to find out. I'm curious myself. And by the way, guys, in case you're just now joining us and you're saying, why are they already casting the second match of today's games? We had our first match canceled. Rexan Dark, unfortunately, was unable to be here for personal reasons. So let's get on to this next game.